For more on all of this, we are joined by Susannah Sirkin, Deputy Director of Physicians for Human Rights, the group that discovered the mass grave. Thank you for joining us. President Obama said recently on CNN that he has asked his security team to investigate the facts of this case. What do you think will be the results of that investigation?
Well, Physicians for Human Rights certainly hopes that it will be a thorough investigation, ideally conducted by Attorney General Holder, into what happened at Dashti Laili as well as the role of U.S. forces.
The New York Times, as we just said, was covering the story quite extensively. Do you think that they have reported it accurately from what you know?
Well, a lot of the Times story reported the discovery of the site and the initial investigations by Physicians for Human Rights, as well as efforts to call for an investigation all these years. What we've learned from the Times, however, is that there were 3 separate federal-level investigations that were impeded by Bush administration officials.
So these would have been attempts by someone in the U.S. government to look into the matter, and it gets stopped by a higher authority.
Yes, that's what we've learned from the story, that an FBI agent reported on allegations of the crimes that were committed in this incident at Guantanamo, and that was stopped, as well as efforts by a senior official at the National Security Council who prevented the U.S. War Crimes Ambassador from going up to investigate for the State Department.
And the mass grave site itself, what do we know? How is it being preserved, if at all?
Well, what's extremely disturbing to Physicians for Human Rights is that we had a colleague who saw a year ago, when he was able to go up there, holes in the ground, and subsequently we were able to secure satellite imagery that shows earth-moving equipment in 2006 on the site, apparently making holes in the ground and removing earth. We'd like to know what happened with that.
Do you know who or what their intent was?
No, and that's one of the reasons, among many, that a full investigation is required here. We don't know who ordered that earth-moving equipment to tamper with the apparent evidence, and we don't know where the earth was removed or what was in it.
Of course, the Obama administration is dealing with a very complex issue going on in Afghanistan. You have a war that's being waged, you have a humanitarian effort at the same time. Are you worried at all that this could compromise the American position there?
Well, everyone knows in Afghanistan about this atrocity, and what would be to Obama's advantage is if he were able to show the Afghan people and the American people and the world that we have a new policy and that we will look at crimes like this, including accepting our own responsibility.
Susannah Sirkin, thank you very much for speaking with us.
Thank you.